steam as President Biden's approval rating is now at 26% among Hispanic voters.
That's right, and that is why I traveled down to the Lone Star State to hear what Hispanic voters had to say about their top issues and why the GOP is aligning culturally with their community. Take a look. We're in Plano, Texas, trying to get a feel, the temperature of the Hispanic vote. So first of all, how many of you know Hispanic families that are hurting right now because of inflation?
I would say that inflation is real time. We see it, we feel it, and it's something that's going to draw a lot of Latinos to the voting booth. Hispanics care about being able to work, being able to provide for their family.
Government overreach just destroys that idea. We won't be able to reach that American dream that I moved here for at 19.
Tina, you've been a private school, public school, and homeschool teacher. What concerns you about America's education system?
Just the move and the direction in what we are teaching children. We have to get back to being focused on actual education items.
Are you worried about CRT and gender ideology in the schools?
Absolutely.
The president, Secretary Mayorkas, Kamala Harris, they say that the border is not open. Is the border open?
Yeah, people are flooding our border. That puts a bunch of individuals at the risk of being at the hands of the cartel.
Oh my gosh, the kids. It's not parents sending their kids over here to give them a better life. It's kids being kidnapped and being used by the cartel to get over here. They are the worst type of people.
Is the government complicit in the exploitation of children across this border?
I think it's horrible. I think Trump was trying to get a hold on the situation.
Do we need a wall?
I think we do need a wall.
Anybody else? Who else?
Absolutely.
Does anyone have a theory as to why Joe Biden reversed Trump's border policies, which most Texans say was working?
Needs more Democrats to vote for him.
You think this is a long-term demographic play?
Exactly. That's the only thing they have now because they're losing America left and right.
Tina, should the president and Kamala Harris come to the border?
I'm not sure that would make a difference. One thing that I think would make a difference is support and growing support for the Bipartisan Border Solution Act. It's time for Congress to stop kicking the can down the road.
Is illegal immigration cheapening citizenship?
Yes, ma'am. It's not fair for folks like my family, folks that I know that are doing things the right way, and then willy-nilly let someone else come in and not do things the right way. It's unfair for all parties involved.
Biden's message is, come on over, we'll help you, you'll get something, we're here for you. They're gonna need the government to survive. So the end result of that is socialism.
Yeah.
We don't want socialism.
How many of you think that crime is going to be a top issue in this election for Hispanics?
When you look at how the Democrat Party have been so soft on crime, and you have Democrat members of Congress who are constantly bashing law enforcement and want to completely get rid of ICE, when they don't understand that the majority, if not most, of Border Patrol agents are Hispanic, and most Hispanic families have someone in their nuclear family that is in the law enforcement career.
Carolina, if you were advising the Republican Party, what would you tell them to do to get the Hispanic vote?
Go in Hispanic communities and educate, do meet and greets, get the word out. We have the same values. Latino values is Republican values.
We agree on everything. It's just getting that same value to the ballot box and getting them to vote according to their values.
Deep down in the core, every Hispanic in Texas are conservative.
Is the Hispanic vote the sleeper vote in this next election?
The Hispanic Latino community is the sleeping giant in the room.
I think that we need to understand the Latino vote is not something that we're going to stop talking about after midterms or even after 2024 because the Latino vote is so diverse. I mean, just even on this panel. So we can keep that conversation open and the Republican Party having a Bienvenido message, a welcoming message to the Hispanic community, not just the Mexican community, the Venezuelan, the Cuban, but understanding that the conversation is wide and broad and there's many seats at the table for this conversation.